Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. As you know, I've been running out of space at the allotment at the moment, so I'm really excited because today the plan is to take a bit of space in the garden at home. We've got this south-facing fence here, which should be perfect for growing a few things like leafy veg, my salad crops, and some herbs, as well as lots of kind of nice border flowers. And after a little bit of this, maybe. Go on, yes, yes! A lot of this. Ah, oh, bloody hell. And an awful lot of this. We've got a really good amount of pallet wood, so the build will be mostly free as well, apart from a few screws. And because it's only pallet wood, it's not going to be like a super duper, super fancy permanent structure, but it should be functional and it should last us kind of a couple of years. So I've not planned this particularly well. I'm going to be kind of making up the design as I go. And also we don't have the topsoil to fill these beds yet. So I might just do half to start with so we can fill that, get some things in, and then build the second half later on. But I'm not too sure. We'll see how we go. First job is to get rid of all these troughs. So we've actually got a bit of space. So you can see I've cleared away the troughs and we've actually got quite a big area behind me here. I just measured it out and it is about 4 meters, which is pretty sizable actually. And in terms of the size of the beds, it's not going to be massive. I'm just going to go too high because going to 3 is just going to be more awkward to fill. And I'm only doing little crops in here, little salads, little herbs, nothing too dramatic. So it's about 20 centimeters high when you combine these together. And you might be able to tell I've got these stacked out and I've sorted these. Nothing to do with length, this is just width. So one thing about working with pallet wood, it's never easy, it's always awkward, they're always slightly different sizes, they're just rough cuts. So what I've done is sorted these to try and get them the same width. And the reason that the width is so important is as we are kind of attaching all of these things together, we're going to want the top to remain nice and level. I don't want these bits of wood kind of all at different levels, you know, I still want it to look at least a little bit nice. So that's why I've gone down, sorted them by width, and they should all match along the top. And as you can see, these are mostly in stacks of 4, and that's because we need 2 for the front and 2 for the back, because I don't want to be stacking a load of soil up against this fence paneling. I don't think it would last too long. Let me get you in close and just show you how I'm simply attaching these. So it's absolutely nothing complicated. This is just an offcut of the pallet wood. This half is drilled into these and this half is drilled into those. I'm going to put some more kind of in the middle just to give it that extra bit of stability. And then at the end, I've got this piece of timber, which I found in the shed of the allotment when I first moved in and took it on. And I'm just going to cut that down to size, and that'll make the 4 kind of corner posts that I'll just screw these into. And the other question mark for the design, of course, is how deep it will be. And I'm just going to kind of go with what we've got. I hate this path that runs down, it's this horrible concrete, and for now we can't really do any big changes to the garden. So I'm just doing it sort of temporary, and I'm just going to take up about half of this path, and the bed will just sit on top. I'm going to cover this lot with cardboard, really suppress all this. So I don't really know if there could be a simpler design. I'm sure as I go through I'll find something that's wrong with it, and like I say, this isn't permanent. I know this wood is only going to last a couple of years if I'm lucky, but that should do us for here. It's just a kind of temporary solution, but I'm going to get on with it. Cue the montage. So a little while and a lot of rain later. I've been in and out dodging the stormy weather today. We've got 2 pieces at the end. These have been cut down to 80 centimeters. So that's going to be the kind of depth. And then we've got everything here cut to size as well. So these should all match up. And we've got another 2 end pieces here. This is kind of where it's going to stop for today. And I cut down these little pieces, which are going to basically form the corners, hopefully. So now it's just getting it all together, which should be relatively simple, but it'll just be a bit awkward kind of logistically trying to do it and get them all in. We'll give it a go. Well, so far, so good. If you watch the channel regularly, you'll know that I have a bit of a knack for making the simplest job look very difficult. So if I can do this, then I think you can. It just goes to show that this is a pretty simple design. These joins aren't the best, you know. There's a little bit of wobble in here that I don't love, but once you put the second one on here, it's not so bad. And where it's going to be sat, that doesn't really matter too much. The slightly tricky bit is going to be getting this done for the back and then actually joining them together, but it shouldn't be too bad because this is just floating. I don't need to stick it in the ground or anything. I can just move it all that way and then shift it back into place. So I've probably jinxed it now, but so far, so good. I think so far, so good. The only thing that I would change about this, if I could, was have some really nice, well, if I had really nice timber, I wouldn't be making these, but these joins are definitely a bit naff, a little bit wobbly, but like I said at the start, it's really about function rather than aesthetics here. And so long as it's nice and neat at the top, seems to be going together okay, and it doesn't look too bad. It's quite nice seeing it come together. I've been sort of working on this in the background for a couple of months. I mean, I first started getting the pallets and taking them apart start of April, and it's just been one of those things on the to-do list that I never really thought I'd get round to it, so it's very, very cool seeing it take shape. The only other thing I'd watch out for as well is I couldn't get all the nails out, so I'm just making sure any nails that are stuck into the boards are on the inside because they wouldn't look too pretty on the outside. And I am putting quite a lot of screws in these. I tend to go for 6 or 8. It's still a bit wobbly, but it holds together okay. And then, as well as those ones on the joins, I just like to put one kind of in the middle. It just gives it that extra bit of stability, holds it together. Now we get to the sort of awkward bit. And there must be an easy way of doing this, but because these are all attached, and we've got to get them in the end bits while they're all upright, there might be a lot of holding it in awkward places and trying to get it in. I get these in here, and I haven't got to be dealing with the weight of all of that at the same time. So let's do those, and then once that's up, we can screw it into it. Hopefully, it'll all be held together. And also, I was gonna say also hopefully it'll be the right size. I did measure this out, but that looks really far off from down here. Lean, lean. That is a massive gap here, but I think it's just because this has gone concave. So once I pull this straight, hopefully it'll go together. Okay, we're in. The other thing I'm trying to remember to do and keep forgetting is check which edge looks nicer. Doesn't matter too much for the back because you won't really see it. Okay, I'm out of offcuts. One too short, typical. Okay, we're back. We need to just get these held together. Okay, they are one piece now, which is going to make it a lot easier to get them in here. Could really do with a knee pad on this concrete, my God. Go on, get in there. Yes, okay. Right, that's one corner. Now it's the moment of truth where I try and get these straight and see if they do actually line up. This one needs to go. Come on. Yes, okay. Hey, that's not bad, you know. It's not perfect, but I think that'll be all right. La, dee, 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 dee. And this is hopefully the last screw going in for this raised bed. Ah, nearly. Nearly a nice one. So let me try and get it in position properly, and we'll see just how off it is. You know what? That's not half bad. I was expecting much worse. Look at that. I'm really shocked. It's not pretty, but we might be able to give it a lick of paint. And like I've said numerous times, it was never meant to be perfect, but hey, I've just got to get it filled with soil and we can actually grow some stuff at home. I can't believe it. I'm over the moon. I really didn't think it would come together this well. I thought there'd be mistakes along the way and loads of difficulties, but you know, I'm pretty pleased with this. I can't wait to get it filled and actually growing some stuff in here. I think it's perfect height. It kind of fits in nicely. It's not too obtrusive. Obviously we've lost half the path, but that's the sacrifice I'm willing to make. And if we get some cardboard down there, hopefully the weed growth won't be too bad. Now we just need to get some topsoil. Being bitten by something. But there we go. Not bad for free and for, well, literally managed to do it in one evening, if you don't count the time getting the pallets apart. If you're interested in seeing this get planted and actually seeing some stuff growing in here, then do be sure to hit subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. I've been running out of space on the allotment at the moment. There's a really loud blackbird going absolutely crazy.